Hi guys, good morning. So, in our previous video, we went through how to do Ruby programming in Ruby IDE. I showed you one of the IDEs which we used. It was JetBrains IDEA IDE, and we went through writing a simple program of hello world, certain aspects of custom functions, how to define them, and how to do certain mathematical basic operations, and how to use the if else conditions, and how to use the for loop. And along with that, we even introduced dictionaries with the same. And at the end of the video, I requested for a small assignment wherein you can write a custom function for making use of the arrays, and likewise write a custom function to make use of the dictionaries so that you can print the key value pairs, iterate over the dictionary elements, etc., so that you will get a hands on, and you will get used to it. Now in this video I will be starting with the classes and how to use class names, how to use the methods, and how to invoke those class methods, instance methods, and how to execute the same. Okay, so to get started, let's create a new project. Let's create the project name as Hello World Ruby project in a new window. Okay, so command one. Okay, now let's define a class. So you can directly create a class in here. You just need to enter the class name and the IDE will follow the rest. Class names are usually in capital letters, and you need to follow camel case for the same. If you are writing the file name, it can be in the snake case. But if you are writing the class names, very similar to Java, you can write the class name as hello world. And yes, there you go. So like you can clearly observe here, the file name will be hello underscore world in snake case, but its associated class name will be in the caps, so that you can easily search for it in the IDE. Like you can just type HW and it will help you search for the file name. As and when you have more and more files, this searching becomes easy. The shortcut in case of Mac is Command Shift O, and you can type in the capital letters for the associated class names. It will be easy to search. It's called IntelliSense. It's a very good feature which comes up with most IDEs. In our case, we are using the Ruby IDE. Now, pretty much like in case of Java, even Ruby, Python, it follows the same convention. We need to start the class name. Before that, we need to prepend it with class keyword, and the class name will be the class name, whatever you are going to use. It will be in terms of camel case, well, capital letters. So if it's Hello World project, then P will become capital. Likewise, by default, a class will have its predefined constructor. In Ruby, it's called initialize. So either you can pass the parameters to it. For example, let's assume we are passing a parameter name. The instance class instance variable will begin with at. So in our case, let's assume that I am passing a constructor with a name and I need to assign that to the class instance variable. Now to print this, let's assume that I'm writing a custom function, put as at name. So I think once we execute few programs, you will be able to familiarize yourself. The way to instantiate class variables are, let's call our first variable, class instance variable, as hello world. I'm calling this. Let's pass the name of the constructor like this. So now if I call, and let's execute this in our terminal. So you can see it's printing Chandan in here. Likewise, let's add uh, way, uh, few more class functions. The class instance functions, it can be something like accept few more parameters, perform operations, mm, get name, Let's assume that I'm writing a setter function, set name, pass it. You already have a constructor which is doing the same thing, but still, just for our understanding purpose, I'm just writing a setter and a getter. Let's add few more variables. Get age, set age. Let's pass one more variable and we define like this, put as at age. So in our case, for instance, if we don't pass any age, let's assume the default age which we will be this. Now if I execute this, I will get 25 and Chandan because the default age is this. Now let's try to assign and then display. You can clearly see now it will become 45 because I am overriding the age to be 45. Likewise, let's override the name and let's also override the age. Sachin Tendulkar's age probably 50. Let's display. Now you can clearly see the name is Sachin and the variable name and the age value is 50. So this is how you can instantiate class variables. You can instantiate class objects. Let's instantiate few more class objects. Hello world 2 is equal to, let's call the name as 2 and age as 25. Let's instantiate one more, hello world.new 35. Let's instantiate one more for, I'm just doing this so that you'll be able to practice, get hands-on, and you'll be able to familiarize by coding yourself. If you keep practicing like this, then your speed will also increase, and many a times, even without the editor, you will be able to code. So that's the only reason I'm just making you practice this. Now, if I display, let's use an array to display these three objects instead of writing the common code. We know that arrays are within flower brackets. Hello world 2, hello world 3, hello world 4. Each is an object. So I'm just calling this. In this case, let's comment out these things so that you will be able to differentiate with these output. Let's give a line break. Clear. Hello world. See, the first object name is 2 and age is 25. Second object name is 3, age is 35. Third object name is 4 and the age is 35. Now let's tweak this class to play around the dictionary also. So let's store address in a dictionary so that you'll be familiar with the dictionary as well. By default, let's assign it an empty hash, and if anyone passes, it gets assigned. Now in the display, we shall display address also. Let's also address, set address. Now what shall we do? Okay, so address 1 equals name, cities. Let's give key value pairs as city Bangalore of the first person, state is Karnataka, and let's give it a zip code 1234. Likewise, let's assign two more addresses. Let's call it address 2, 3, Let it be Bangalore 1, Bangalore 2, Bangalore 3. In the display, let's display the keys, let's display the values, let's display address as a whole. Now I think when we display this, you will be able to see all the address. Okay, I think we have made a mistake where, okay, we have clearly defined these addresses, but we are not passing these addresses when we are instantiating these class objects. So let's fix this by passing address 1 for first person, address 2 for the second, address 3 for the third. Okay, now let's execute this. Yes, now clearly you can see for the first person, the name is 2, age is 25, the keys are city, state, and zip code, values are Bangalore 1, Karnataka 1234. Likewise, the complete dictionary of the address is printed. Likewise, for the second person, and likewise for the third person. So now we are clearly familiar in making use of the dictionary also, along with the class objects, along with the class objects and its instantiation. Now there can be certain class methods. It may not be the object method. They can just be the class methods. Class method are defined with the help of self. So let's test class method. Hello, this is my class method. So class methods need not be used with the help of objects. They can straight away be called by the class itself. So in our case, so if I call this, like you are seeing clearly, we don't need to instantiate an object. You can directly invoke the class method like this, and let's execute it now. Okay, make it. So this is the class method output. This is my class method. We can comment and then view the output for clarity. See, this is the class method. So I hope this video was helpful to you. At the end of the video, like in our previous videos, I'll give you a small assignment where uh, create a class for an employee record, name, ID, address, age. These can be the attributes for the employee, and then write few class instance methods to display the attributes. Mm, write the constructor such that the attributes can be overridden. So just to clarify, by overriding it means you can write the default constructor function, pass the variables. In this case, the attributes are id, age, name, address. So and accordingly assign them. You can even assign getters and setters functions and accordingly override them and write an helper function to display the attributes of the class. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting the next set of videos very soon. Thank you.